So what is the vomit comet? It's the airplane flight which is also known by the less magic names of the parabolic flight or the reduced gravity flight. The flight in the aircraft is designed to simulate the experience of apparent weightlessness that astronauts encounter when orbiting the Earth. Astronauts go through this as part of their training, though some flights are also available for those willing to pay for the whole experience. During the flight, the aircraft executes a series of parabolas or steep climbs followed by almost an identical steep dive. It's this up and down curved flight which generates the feeling of weightlessness. However, contrary to popular belief, it isn't during, well, it's not exclusively during the period of steep diving where weightlessness is felt. Many people imagine that as the plane dives, because you're diving in the plane as falling to the ground at the same speed as the aircraft, then you become weightless. This isn't the case. Instead, it's just before the top of the parabola that your feeling of weightlessness starts to occur. At this point, your momentum is carrying upwards at a very high speed when the aircraft reduces its rate of climb and you start to float as the aircraft then levels off and starts to dive. The parabola of your momentum matches that of the aircraft. You can experience a similar feeling of this when you travel in an express elevator in a very tall building. If you travel a very large number of floors, the lift needs to travel very fast to minimise the travel time. But also, in order to prevent injury, it needs to slow down before it stops. As it rapidly slows down, you get a feeling that you're almost lifting up from the floor or floating on it. It's because your momentum is still carrying you upwards. The floor isn't pushing you up as high or fast, so you're not travelling with as much speed when it was doing it at its full speed. However, there are some problems in the whole area of parabolic flight in terms of experiencing the feeling of weightlessness. Because there's a maximum speed that the aircraft can climb and dive, there's also a short duration of time where your momentum matches that of the parabola of the plane. It means that the top of each crest will have the feeling of weightlessness for about 25 seconds. It also means at the bottom of the parabola you experience the exact opposite effect. As your momentum is carrying you down to the Earth at a very rapid speed, the aircraft now needs to rapidly pull up to prevent you appearing from a blot on the landscape. This in turn means that you now, rather than floating, you appear to be being forced downwards, and depending on how rapidly the aircraft negotiates the pull-up, you'll feel that your weight has appeared to almost double. As a standard parabolic flight, at the base they pull about 1.8 Gs, or 1.8 times the force of gravity. Now all of this rapid change is going to make you more susceptible to having difficulty containing your lunch, considering the dramatic changes in perceived gravity that you're going through. It's a similar effect to doing acrobatic loops in a stunt plane, and as a result, equivalent bodily reactions result from that. So that's a brief look at the appropriately named vomit comet.